Hello.
Buddy.
Hi. I'm not happy,
I'm
but it's
sorry.
fine. I will check the footage later and see if it corrupted, but it is most likely corrupted because my computer crashed and I'm pissed. Ah!
It's okay, buddy.
I think this newest Windows update fucked something up, so
Yeah.
I don't know what's been going on. I wouldn't have upgraded to it if I knew it was gonna do this shit. I'm so mad.
Is there like anything online about it at all?
I haven't looked into it. I need to, though. But for now, we deal with me having my computer crash every once in a while. Yippee.
Alrighty. Are we ready to resume then?
Yes, I am currently recording.
Okay. So,
Okay.
the guards walked away from you guys, and they're walking back into the Sphinx tent. So if you guys want to, amongst yourselves, decide if you're going to ask them.
Would it be worth maybe? I think I was going to take a step closer to at least be sort of audible to these guys. And would it be worth maybe asking if they know about any, skulks, whichever it was. Aya's Joe can't remember, and I'm keeping that as Aya's.
Alrighty.
Huh.
I suppose so, if you would like to. The chances of, your average ordinary person even spotting a skulk is slim, very slim.
That does remind me of something. She's sort of flicking the fan open and closed a little bit. Not quite covering her face, but there's sort of, it's opening like a quarter and closed as she's thinking. None of us saw anyone who could have opened the cage, right?
Not as far as I'm aware.
And there's been a few instances with unexplained origins. So, if one or two of them is... If... I don't know where the names are, but Aya would remember.
Rogi and Zakar, or
No, the other two, the two that fucking ditched the...
Kymeth and Aname. Here, I'll just put those all in chat.
Kymeth and Aname. If Kymeth and Aname are maybe hiding out around here, and don't know why, but that would explain no one seeing what's going on with the incidents.
And it also would explain, the pickpocketing, I guess.
But that doesn't answer the question of, well, the pickpocketing, yeah. But the incidents at the circus, that doesn't make sense.
Well, simultaneous reason could be, of course.
Ren, you sound underwater and super distant.
Oh, that wasn't Ren.
No, I'm not talking.
That was fire.
Yeah.
Fire, you sound underwater and super distant.
Well, fine. Let me try and deal with my shit.
Alright.
You're very clear now.
Right now.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Maybe it was just a leg spike.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't know what I was gonna say. It's fine.
Okay.
Also, out of character, wasn't it determined that the folks were probably hiding outside of town last time by you guys?
It was determined that the main tribe of Skulks is set up outside of town, and they're as far as anybody in town knows, there aren't really spots, but that's also like spots in town that they could hide out in. However, what the average Joe in town knows is not the same as a career thief might know, and also the circus is outside of town. So
Yeah.
those informations all exist.
Mm.
Could everybody make a quick perception check for me?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, bitch, is this your 8?
Oh god, I
yes,
forgot I have
this
to
is your
open
perception.
fucking every tab again. I hope it saved my tabs, please.
Um,
Thank you, Google Chrome. God bless. Okay, character sheet, please. Well, what was this? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Thank you.
Perception.
Oh, forgot. His negative wisdom gets me every fucking time.
Alrighty. Is that everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. So this was a low DC. You guys all see the guard who had just walked into the Sphinx tent run out of the Sphinx tent.
Oh,
like
no.
the second after he walked in.
Okay,
Runs
we need
out,
to...
spins around, and runs this way.
I'm not. I have to scroll out. Sorry. Runs which
Runs
way?
from here to here.
I
By the.
Okay.
I don't see any what you're indicating.
Am I pinging the wrong layer?
There you go.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Ran from right here, coming out of the tent, to right here.
I'm
Aya is...
heading over.
Yeah. Aya's gonna
Yeah.
head over, but she's not so much gonna go to talk to the guard. She's actually gonna try and,
Yeah, I'm going.
this area
right.
between the pins of the tent, does it look like there's maybe enough slack to slip?
You probably could, yes.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go to check in the tent also.
okay, who's following the guard, who's going to the tent, who's doing something else?
I was gonna go follow the guard.
Okay.
Someone should probably go check in. Okay, yeah, you're following the guard. Okay.
Cal's following the guard.
What's Victor doing?
Victor is waiting while her player buffers.
Oh, fair.
Sorry, repeat the options.
You can go in. Aya is trying to slip in under the flaps or under the bottom edge of the tent that the guard just ran out of. Cal is following the guard who just ran out of the tent. And you could also do other things if you don't want to do either of those things.
Is anyone going with Aya?
Skylar is with Aya.
Skylar is
Nobody's
gonna
going with
check out
Cal
the
yet.
tent, but I think Skylar might be going in through the front entrance like a normal person.
I think Victor will try to follow Cal.
Okay.
Fern is going to go, not follow the guard, but try go over here-ish.
Okay.
And sort of try and look inside the tent and see what's going on.
Okay.
more trying to assess the situation than actually get involved in it.
Yep.
I think Sit would be mirroring very much the same thing. He's less of an involved thing and more of a, like, I'll see what happens and see if I'm needed situation.
2, 2, and 2. Nice.
Okay.
Split the party.
Woo!
As you should. So we're going to address. We'll address the tent people first. Aya and Skylar. Are you trying to wiggle in under the tent quietly, or are you just trying to get there?
Skylar's just going into the entrance.
Okay, the entrance is around the front here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Aya is trying to moderately quietly, just out of.
Okay, so Aya, make a quick stealth check for me and put it in the chat. Skylar, as you push past the flaps of the tent, the other guard who is in here is immediately at the entrance in front of you saying, no, you can't come in right now.
What's going on? We saw the
Just
other guard run away.
Just step back.
We are here to help.
Just hold on. And Aya, with a 16, he is distracted enough with trying to keep Skylar out of the tent that you are able to slide in deftly and gracefully, and there is a body. Actually, in the corner of the tent, on the side that you went in, the spot marked A8 on the map there, is the location of the face-down, bloody body of what looks to be an older woman at first glance. And that is what you get right there. And
Can I very quickly? Well, first of all, build-wise, does she look familiar?
I don't think you interacted with her.
Okay. So it's not Walder's wife.
It is not Archivin Walder's wife, no. It is. You were not in the group that went to the temple, correct?
No.
Okay, then you do not recognize her. That's pretty much all I'm going to let you get for a second, because I'm going to go over to the other group, because... let's see here. Yeah, Fern and Soot, you basically... The guard in front of Skylar is just trying to body block them at this point, like... Because... They are not... They're a little... The guard's a little stressed, a little freaked out. Cal and Victor, you see, as you're following the other guard, he's gone to the tent, or not the tent, the wagon, where you've seen the head of the circus, Almara Delison, hang out before. And this guard has pulled her out of the wagon and is whispering to her. You can make a perception check if you would like to overhear it, or you can interrupt the conversation.
17 perception.
17? Okay. And 4. Okay, so Victor, there's a lot of noise going on. You can overhear the guard trying to keep Skylar out. Cal, you hear the guard basically just whispering, there's a body in Jerizona's cage. She looks fucked. We don't know when it happened. We were dealing with a fight about the pickpockets. We don't know. And Almar is like, what do you mean there's a fucking body? And she is going to push past the guard, and see pretty much immediately come face to face with you guys.
Hello there.
Fucking hell. Hello.
Everything alright?
No, I don't fucking think it is. Shit, fuck, okay. Just come with me.
Victor will follow.
And she will come up to where Skylar is currently fighting with the guard, or arguing with the guard, rather. And just say, let me in, let me see. They're all coming with, I guess. And the guard reluctantly, it seems, steps back away from the flap of the tent, turns around, makes eye contact with Aya, and is like, Jesus fucking Christ. Because Aya was not there a second ago.
Victor is going to signal to both Soot and Fern to follow.
Soot raises an eyebrow, but will.
Yeah, I'm beelining toward where Aya is.
All right.
Yeah.
So at the moment, you are all you can all cluster in around A8. Almara would not let anybody muscle past her. She would be next to the body first thing after Aya, I suppose.
No, I had to step back from the body upon realizing there was a body. It was like, oh, I don't want to be.
Okay. Then she is there next to it, hand over her mouth, looks horrified.
Yeah, Skylar would try to be as close as possible. Without intruding on whatever she's doing, I guess.
It doesn't look like she's necessarily doing anything, more that she needed to put eyes on it.
Yeah, but I'm right there beside her, essentially, is what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, can I, so you said the Sphinx is looking out of it?
There is no Sphinx in the tent.
Okay, who did you say was looking out of it, then?
The body was really fucked up.
Okay, yeah. And I recognize her, right? Because I was at the temple.
You do. You and Fern, if Fern comes into the tent, recognize this as the woman who passed you on your way to inspect the bodies. She'd introduced herself as Sister Esrelda. And you remembered her making some comment about, the horrible business with Archivin. But, well, she sure is dead.
Yeah, she is. And how long has it been since I last saw her alive?
Maybe an hour.
Okay.
Tops.
Oof. Good work.
Yeah, And, okay. Can I, do detective shit, roll for detective shit?
Yeah, what exactly would you like to do?
I guess the only thing it's perception is the only available thing, just looking around, just trying to gather as much information as possible.
So are you focusing on the body or on the surroundings? That's what I'm asking, really.
I think first the body and then afterward the surroundings, unless she'll probably ask others to look for, the usual signs. She'll she's going to the body and telling the others, okay, look for the other signs that we look for consistent signs from the other crime scene. And she's gonna go look at the body.
Okay.
Aya's gonna start looking. I was gonna have her look for injuries on the body, but for visible wounds on the body, but this is much less dealing with carrion.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys, here, I'll give everybody the choice. If you're looking at the surroundings in the tent in the surrounding area for clues, make a perception check. If you're looking at the body, make a heal check.
I'm gonna look at the body.
Okay, and drop your results in the chat with
Are you
they
kidding me? I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Fuck. So that I can't make heal checks for anything. I've never passed a heal check.
Oh.
Maybe one day you at least they've all been heal checks on dead things instead of failed heal checks on living things.
That's true.
As soon as I level up, I am putting something in heal because this is painful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boohoo! You got a 16 and you're mad about it.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Could
compared to my other.
Could Soot do like a detect magic? Because this is his thing right now. A detect magic and a perception.
Go for it. Hit
Okay.
us with the detect magic. I am going to check something.
Technically he has a -1 to perception, so it's a 13, which is great. Love that for him.
Okay, give me a.
What's Cal up to?
Paola's gonna talk to the guards.
Okay.
Righty. Let me see real quick. I need to check one thing about the nature of detect magic.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Strangely, they only detect stage magic.
No, it's just, okay. Okay, then this should not linger then. Okay,
Yo.
so, or rather, it should not linger long enough for that to make a difference. So, let's see here. Let's do this. Soot, as you're looking around, you cannot see any hints of faded magic beyond the faint around the holy symbol of Aristil around this person's neck. Just the bearish traces of divine magic that, as you are watching, just disappear. And Fern, looking at the body, it has claw marks in it. It has similar, in fact, because you had just spent the afternoon looking at the claw marks on Archibald Walder, these look pretty much exactly the same.
Cool.
Let's see here. Who's next? Skylar, looking at the body, as you're examining the wounds, yes, but looking closer, around her throat, there is what looks like a rope burn or some other mark around her throat. Just a thin, raw line that looks very out of place. And you have seen bodies enough to know that this woman was probably strangled, not killed through the.
And the bruising and claw marks, are they consistent with like post-mortem wounds then, or?
If they, I mean, it's hard to tell with a 16. You can't really tell. It clearly couldn't have been that long post-mortem if it was.
Okay.
Because, I mean,
Out of
this
character,
body
they
is
also
still
could have
warm.
done the out
this
of character,
body.
they also could have done the strangulation to keep her from screaming.
This is a very, very recent death.
Yeah.
Okay. Like how, like within the last hour, obviously, right? I wouldn't be able to tell much more beyond that.
Yeah, it's within the last hour, probably within the last 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, both guards are out of the tent. No.
Yeah,
Well,
both guards were out of the tent. That's true.
How long does the walk take to get from the temple to here? Because Skylar can fill that in.
Skylar can't fill that in. I will answer that question when I have brain cells to spare. I have 2 more perception checks to get through.
Yeah.
Victor and Aya, perceiving around the tent, you both find sort of tucked away in the folds of the curtains in the back 3 empty vials, glass vials, and the door of the cage, the Sphinx cage, is unlocked. It was closed, but it was unlocked.
Yeah.
And you also, Aya, as you sort of step outside and around the tent, and walk around, you see where you pulled up the stakes of the tent to get inside.
And I can see where someone else has.
And you see it. You came in from the side. Around the back of the tent, though, is another spot where the stakes of the tent have been pulled up, and there are footprints there. Humanoid footprints.
Yeah. Out of character, what is Skylar's last name again?
Block.
Locke.
Oh, are you talking to me? Or are you just repeating it? Sorry.
She calls out, Locke.
Guess what? What is it? And Skylar will make note of everything before pulling herself away and approaching Aya.
Someone came in this way, and there are prints going that way. And she is very much using the fan as a pointer.
Yeah. Okay.
There were also 3 vials tucked into the folds. Can I say near where Victor is? Would Victor have moved to be close to them?
Sorry, repeat that.
Victor found 3 vials.
Yeah, and would Victor still be close to where they were found?
Sure, yeah, she's not paying attention to that.
Yeah. 3 empty vials. I don't know what's in them. I never learned. I'm not a. She flaps the fan aggressively.
Yeah, Skylar will, kind of like how people do on CSI shows, pull out a pen and, to lift objects they shouldn't be touching. Yeah, she'll pull out like a fantasy pen then and carefully lift the vials up and place them in like a little baggie.
Yeah, and the track's going this way, but I think
Going to make the little trail of the tracks, guys.
Oh, thank you.
much appreciated.
Bless.
No, I need to do this on the right layer. There we go.
So we can see.
That's a terrible color. Give me red. Track.
Okay, cool. They were a lot less sneaky this time, it seems. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and then I guess to uncover the information that it is moving away, Scully will jog out over here.
I'm actually gonna before you do that, I'm gonna go and get back to Cal because I've skipped over them.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
No, you're good. I did a bad job managing that. Cal, you wanted to talk to the guards.
I mean, yeah, Cal is essentially just gonna turn to the 2 guards and be like, well, how long were y'all out of the tent dealing with those town people?
Fuck, I don't know. They started. It's been. It
What
wasn't
makes you
just them.
look at me. Sorry, go ahead.
They just both sort of look back and forth at each other, and then people started freaking out about pickpockets maybe half an hour ago. There was no show set. Jerizana wasn't set to perform in the tent, so we came out to help out, and we were supposed to just come out, check on everything, go back in, but we were out there arguing for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. I don't know. Fuck. They both look stricken. They're like, They stepped away from their post for maybe 30 minutes, and now there's a dead woman in the tent.
Cal turns to the lady whose name I can't remember because I'm terrible with names.
Almara.
Almara. Now, of course, don't take this as me making any accusations, because I ain't. But has anyone had any conflicts with this woman in your circus? Anything that would have been reported?
She's looking down at the body, and I mean, I don't know who she is. She's a priest, clearly, but I haven't heard of any of my people fighting with a fucking acolyte or anything of the sort. I mean, I might have seen her come into the circus, but nothing. I don't know. I don't know this woman.
That's fine. That's fine. Just wanted to establish if there was any reason that she was specifically killed here, or killed and brought here, I assume.
I need to talk to the sheriff. Fuck.
Cal sort of takes a step back and is just like looking to the rest of the group to see if anyone else has the next step in this.
Yeah, Skylar, you were right. Yeah, Skylar was right there while you guys were talking. So, she'll say, if you look closely at the woman's neck, there are strangulation marks, meaning that she was killed before she was brought here. And how much blood is actually in the enclosure? Does it look like she was, slashed up in the enclosure, or slashed up and then brought here?
It definitely looks like she was slashed up in the enclosure.
Okay.
And again, body still warm.
Yeah, her body is fairly warm. I saw her within the last hour leaving the temple. So yeah, she was brought at some point between leaving the temple and making her way here. Or elsewhere rather. She was strangled, brought here, slashed up, unfortunately, and left here to make it seem like the Sphinx did it. However, Sphinxes are not known for strangulation, and there are humanoid footprints leading that way toward the back of the tent that Messiah spotted, and Miss Victor found these potion vials, and she'll just jingle them in the bag over there.
Quick interjection to say, Soot, when your detect magic glances over the bottles, they don't ping anything. There's no magic in them, and there's enough residue in there that you think if it were a potion, it probably would ping, but it's not pinging. You do notice that.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll say I don't notice. We'll say I don't notice anything magical from those vials. Most likely poison, maybe.
Yes. No, that was my thought.
Is there any way that I can identify them myself, BK?
Do you have spellcraft or?
I do have spellcraft.
Go ahead and make me a spellcraft check.
Are there any other checks that can be used for that, or?
Do you have spellcraft?
I do not know.
Ooh, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Everybody has spellcraft. Make spellcraft. Skylar, you said you have professional alchemy or craft alchemy.
That's bad.
Yeah, I have craft
So
alchemy.
that was good.
That was not good. Wow.
Aya, meanwhile, is just slightly. She's pacing this area a little bit. She hasn't quite gone out, but she's sort of pacing the inside a little bit.
Aya, I've forgotten something. Would you have followed the tracks that you found?
Or at least got a glimpse of where they're going, right?
I'm
She
asking if you
was
followed
wanting to get a glimpse of where they were going, but she wants at least one other person with her if she's going to follow them.
Fair enough. All right, noted.
And will alchemy work, or?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an alchemy check.
2, 23, 21, 8.
Love that. It's a good spread.
Okay. So, Soot.
Just suck today.
It's okay. You did really good on the other thing.
On the one that mattered.
Cal, Victor. Particularly, I will say Victor first. This is not. Actually, Victor. Parker, I'm gonna text you something real quick.
Oh no.
Excellent.
Oh no.
Whisper.
No, it's not. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Ooh, jeez.
That's just something you could do.
I know it is. Could I do that without?
Because of the commotion, I will say yes. And all three, Cal, Victor, and Soot, all three of you, and Skylar as well, you would all get that these are not potions. The three of you who got 20 or higher, these are a series of alchemical reagents that are not poisonous, but clearly are meant to be consumed somehow, because of the nature of the bottles and like everything. This is some alchemist shit, basically. No poison, no potions. Alchemist shit, though. And that's what you guys get from the bottles.
Can I smell one?
And what do I get with alchemy? Sorry.
Alchemy, you didn't hit the DC to know that it was alchemical reagent, but not poison. But you did get to know that it was alchemy and not potions. So you know it's not potions. You know it was alchemy, but you still thought it could be poison until somebody else was like, "This is not poison," and then you're like, "Oh, it probably isn't poison."
Okay.
Can I smell it, PK?
You can smell it.
Sniff.
She'll hand you a vial.
It smells like normal. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like.
No, I was
But
just curious.
it smells like some of it does not smell like it would be super nice to drink. But it does not smell. It doesn't smell like it's designed for the smell, I'll tell you that much.
Lid back on.
If I was a stupider man, I would try it.
Do we want to try and follow these tracks? At least I want someone to watch my back.
Yes, ma'am. I'll go with you. She'll hand the potion vials to Victor, the remaining two, and say, please tell the sheriff when she gets here, well, if I'm not back by then, everything that I just told you all about yes, and then she'll just start walking.
I will also accompany.
All right. The gang leaving the tent. Ren, could you check your channel for
Oh,
a
yes.
second?
I had it open a bit. Oh, okay.
The gang leaving the tent. You follow the little red trail of footprints to here, where you see discarded a pile of clown gear.
Ah!
And-
Okay.
16. Ren, I'm going to text you something.
Excellent. Which is funny, because he also has a negative to this check. God bless him.
He's just a guy.
He's just a dude.
So I've got Skylar
Negative
and
HP.
Cal with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys can pass this pile of clown shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Skylar, do you want to look through that or wait till we've followed what we're following?
No, let's keep following it. I don't think it'll disappear by
Alright.
the time you miss.
she
Okay.
died investigating.
Aya makes a little bit of a face at that, like she's thinking of something, but does just keep moving forward.
Oh, is Soot following us? Because Soot just commented.
He's stood there, like, kind of looking at the body for a moment, and, like, kind of mutters that to himself, a little confused.
So Fern and Victor are the ones in the tent with Soot.
Okay.
And what did you say, Soot?
He said, she died investigating. He kind of, like, mutters it under his breath, almost.
I don't know what you just said.
She
Well,
died
you were not there to hear it.
investigating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where is Deleson right now?
Deleson is standing there above the body still, just like she doesn't know quite what to do.
Miss Deleson, I would recommend stepping away from that.
She looks at you with a bit of a glare, but she does step back and more towards the mouth of the tent.
Thank you. It would be a real shame for associations to be made that don't have to be made. I'm not saying that, of course, we think that, but the police situation as it is.
Everyone saw me fucking come into the tent.
I know, but there is a psychology to walking in and seeing someone hovering over a dead body.
What am I supposed to do? A woman was killed in my circus.
At least stand off to the side a little. Thanks. I'm trying to help you.
I understand. She turns to the two guards and says, you should go to the sheriff. Tell her she is needed. Don't tell her anything else. Don't say anything else to anybody else, for the love of God. And the two guards will leave. But Victor and Fern, you did hear Soot say she died investigating.
Victor is going to sort of walk over to Deleson and just show her one of the vials. Just like, you don't recognize this, do you?
No. Why?
Found it near.
You cut out a little bit. What's the second part?
Just like, found it nearby. Didn't know the circuses or the assailants.
It's not the circuses, as far as I'm aware. It's certainly not Cherazana's.
Speaking of Shahzada, speaking of her, do you know where she is right now?
In her wagon, probably. I'm not having her out in public right now. She will be staying right where she is.
That's just fine. Do you think she'd mind if one of us paid her a quick visit before the sheriff got here?
I think she might mind very much, actually. Sorry. She is, it doesn't much like changes to her routine.
Understandable.
Just
Please, if any. Take it in.
sorry, you got a little garbled there again. Could you repeat it?
Sorry if any of my comments or questions have been taken in offense. Don't mean it.
No, and I apologize if I seem a little bit rude and abrasive. I'm a little on edge. A woman was murdered in my circus.
No, understandable. She doesn't say my lady, she says miss.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for answering my questions.
There are a fair number of people outside, just in general, like circus folk passing through or customers, townsfolk still outside, so you could talk to any of them to see if they'd seen anything. I'm going to go to the group following the tracks briefly. And I'd like everybody to make survival checks to continue following the tracks as you pass through an area with quite a lot of mud and other foot traffic.
Yeah. Okay. 1 moment. My modifier. Oh, not very good. Okay.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Oh, not bad. Okay.
Not 20. All right, Cal, you can make one of these as well. Yes. Okay. Jesus, y'all. Okay. That was a hard DC. You guys can follow a little bit further past now you're into more of the tents and wagons. Like, this is not the circus part of the circus. This is where the circus folks stay. And it's clear that the footprints are dodging in and out and weaving, trying to blend in with existing foot traffic. As you get farther and farther along, like, you're noticing these are recent. There can't have been many people passing through after these people, whoever they are.
Yeah.
This is like, it probably wasn't as you guys were arriving at the circus to break up the fight, but it was not long beforehand at all. And you find, because of the nat 20, you find sort of tucked under a wagon wheel, as if somebody deliberately had stashed it there. You see the footprints dart there and stop. You see a long, thin wire with two sort of wrapped cloth handle things that sure looks like it could have been used to strangle a woman. And it has been very deliberately left beneath this wagon as if it is meant to be noticed.
Yeah.
And following that, beyond that set of footprints, you get to you get the idea there's at least two sets of footprints that you've been following.
Yeah.
Beyond this point, they diverge. The one that stops at the wagon looks like it doesn't continue. Maybe it climbs over the wagons from here. The other two move off in completely different directions. So that you can't follow
Skylar,
them
there's
further
that.
without splitting up.
Yeah. And if we're gonna split up, we need the rest of the party, so we have.
Yeah. Skylar will say yes, no, good eye, and then go collect the wire with the cloth wraps.
It's a
And
garrote.
garrote, yes.
It is a garrote, yes.
And collect that and say, yeah, we should probably head back then.
Very quickly, can I check for any identifying marks on this particular wagon?
Go ahead. Make a perception check.
Basically with the intent of telling Almara they were trying to frame this particular person.
Mm.
Or the person who lives in this wagon. 24.
24. All right. The wagons in this area don't seem to have a lot of personal effects or decorations on the outside. If glancing in, you do see a lot of you didn't talk to the fortune teller, did you?
No. Shh.
All right. So you wouldn't really recognize this as shit in their aesthetic, but imagine a fortune teller aesthetic. That's the inside of this wagon. There's nobody is in there currently, but also it's fairly quite closed off. And looking any further in, you'd feel like you were seriously being sketch.
But just to poke in whatever works as a window to kind of get the vibe of this is the wagon we found it under, this is who they might be trying to frame. She doesn't care more than that.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
So are we heading back to the others too?
Yeah, Skylar would like to check the clown clothes on the way back.
Yeah.
They sure are clown clothes.
And
Is it just enough for one person, or is there like 3 people's worth of?
And is there anything like, that could be used to help identify whoever, or anything useful in there that might?
There are
help us?
3 sets of clown clothes,
Mhm.
and they sure are clown clothes.
Okay.
They're big enough to maybe slip over an existing set of clothes, certainly, as clown costumes tend to be. It's not like you're getting a DNA tracing off of these bad boys
Yeah, of
or a
course.
monogrammed
Like-
initial or anything.
No, of course. I mean, like if they actually left anything or a wound or
No, it seems what they left was more in the tent or the garage.
Okay.
Is the limit of what you got. You guys have found quite a bit here.
Cal's gonna stick around out by the wagons, just to sort of keep an eye on making sure no one comes by and tries to erase any of the footprints that we've been
Yeah,
following.
thank you.
All right.
Come back enough to be within shouting distance of the tent, but still be far enough out to keep an eye on everything.
Before people get back, I'd like to do something.
Go ahead.
First thing Victor's going to do is she is going to give Fern 2 of the bottles.
Okay.
And she's going to keep the third for herself. And I'm going to step outside for a minute, see if I can't find nothing from anyone else. Do some primary canvassing, and she is going to head out the front of the tent.
Okay.
When you say that there are people out here, what do you mean there are people?
I mean that as of right now, the only people who know there's a body in the tent are the 2 guards, Almara, and you all. And this is still a circus.
Right.
So there are people still working at the little carnival mini games. There are people wandering around chatting. Some of them still seem a little cautious, hesitant even because of the pickpocketing from earlier, but they seem overall just like they're big boy chilling.
Are there is there a carnival game or something set up so that they're decent view of the front of the tent, like decent view of the tent.
Yes. The any of these, but the dart game, which we'll say is at this tent that has the little halfling teenager who was running it, as you recall. That certainly would have a good view, and she is facing front most of the time, not turning around in the line of her.
I am
job.
going to step over to her.
Okay.
Hello. Excuse me?
Would you like to play the game?
No, thank you. I tried yesterday and I didn't go so well.
Oh, I remember you. Surely another shot'll get you.
Disposable income on myself.
Such is the way.
I am one of the freelances Mr. Leeson has recently had to deal with.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We ain't exactly advertising that fact now, are we? I was just wondering. In the last, you've been here for about an hour, last hour or so.
Oh, I've been here all day.
Excellent. Last half hour, you see an older woman walk in the tent back here, sort of. Kind of describe the body.
No one's allowed in the tent when Sherazana is not accepting visitors. And the guards ought to have. I mean, there was that commotion, just a little while ago.
Right.
I suppose she could have slipped in then if. I did see an older woman wandering around earlier. Still within the hour, I'd say. I didn't see her walk at the priestly woman, with the robes, the vestments.
So
She was over by the big top. But I didn't see her go into Jarazana's tent.
interesting. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Did you see her walking around before the commotion? Or...
I suppose it must have been before the commotion, yeah. Not too long before. She was just wandering. Didn't look keen on playing many games, but,
Greatly appreciated. Thank you. I don't think I got you.
Oh, Callie.
Thank you for your help. It's going to. I think she's like been leaning on the counter or whatever. Like. She's gonna stand up. Appreciate it. Move as if she's going to go around like this red one, you know. And as she steps back behind it, is going to use kind of the movement of the crowd as well as sort of cover to shift her face.
Okay.
And the woman who steps back around the is a humanish looking woman, long sort of brown, kind of trying to match the vibe of like the carnival workers, I think.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make for Delison's wagon.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before Victor does this fun project?
No, just make our way back to the tents and show some share information.
All right.
So
So share information, get the others so we can follow the tracks.
Okay.
So it's still pondering what he's been. Yeah.
When Victor hands Fern the bottles, what does Fern make of that?
It's mostly a hold this.
Yeah, but PK, what does Fern make of that?
I'm not sure the best way to answer this question.
All right, I will take that as the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fern holds the bottles and just kind of carries them, I guess, and sort of stays in the tent, keeping kind of both, kind of like an eye on the body and also an eye on Soot. Not an eye on Soot in like a bad way, just in a like I am keeping an eye on my party member way.
Like,
Mhm.
yes, this motherfucker did it. I'm watching you.
Yeah, oh yeah, Soot did some murder, you guys.
Yep, totally.
And
Kill.
there's just overwhelming evidence for it.
Yep.
Yep, strangled her with a hat.
Yep. It's so
Yeah.
big. There's so many
It's-
secrets in that hat. Like murder.
And like murder, like Soot's the big bad of this little arc.
Mm-hmm.
So true. So real. All right. If that is all going on there, as the investigating track group is coming back to the tent, I desperately need to know what Victor is doing right now.
Victor is just playing it like I am a carnival worker and I'm going to go say hi. I'm going to check in with my boss.
All right. So are you going into Almara's wagon?
Yes.
All right. Make a don't be suspicious check. Make a bluff or yeah, make a bluff check.
22.
Yeah, okay. You don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. You wander right on into that fucking wagon.
Excellent.
It is empty. Apart, like, as in there are no people in there.
Yeah.
It has a number of personal effects and gatherings. It doesn't look as though this is where Mr. Leeson sleeps. It looks like this is where she keeps a lot of her administrative work. It's almost like her office wagon.
Yeah.
What would you like to do now you're in her wagon?
Well, Victor's thought. This seems oddly like there. In Victor's head, there are two options. One, the carnival is simply decent cover for something somebody already wanted to do, or two, the carnival is decent fall because somebody wants to hurt the carnival specifically, and she wants to look for any evidence of the second.
Okay. Make a perception check. Or, this might be weird. Make a knowledge local check if a perception check is not your favorite.
Knowledge local is so much better.
Make a knowledge local. Even though that is 14. Okay. And make an additional perception check just to see something else. Oh, right, you did not see it. You, with your knowledge local and going through and trying to just figure out, you get the sense that Almara Jaleeson runs a tight ship. She, administrative papers and all that are extremely well organized. She keeps a detailed log of expenses and people who are under the circus's overall umbrella, what performers they have, what games they have. She seems like she's very well organized in that manner. And from what you've heard so far from circus folk or from townsfolk, the Umbra Carnival is a decently well-known operation. The carnival is not a tiny podunk like nothing. It is big enough to provide some real livelihood for the people within it. You do not find anything indicative of like there is someone specifically out to get the carnival that Delisa knows about, at least. But you do get the sense like this carnival has a lot of value and not just monetarily. Like, this is a class operation as much as a circus can be. And to fuck it up would be fucking over a lot of people. That, I believe, is all I am going to give you with those rolls. Unless you have specific questions.
Is there a list of employees?
There is, actually.
Would I... How many?
That's a great question.
Like, is it too long of a list that I can't quickly write down everyone's names in general?
You will not quickly be able to write down everyone's names. This does not only include the people who are under the circus proper, it also includes like the people who occupy and make up the little traveling market that sort of trails behind and around the circus when they move. It's quite a few people. I will say, though, as you're reading this list, that Shirazana's name is not actually on it.
Is there any documentation for her?
Nothing that you can find. Perhaps it's because sphinxes don't really have papers. And
Sure, but like
she's being she does not seem to exist in a payroll capacity. She's not getting gold from the circus or paying gold to the circus.
Victor assumed that there would be like, I don't know, some kind of permit. Like
there's a permit. No, there is no permit for this sphinx.
What? I can't get a sphinx permit? Damn.
You cannot get a sphinx permit.
Dang.
Okay.
There is nothing about Sherazana in Almara's office wagon.
All right. That's done. She's just gonna keep it. She's gonna get a rough tally of like number of people who work for Deleeson and number of like merchant just kind of like
Yeah.
rough numbers. And then is just going to walk back out.
All right.
Like
New
she's
face
an
still on?
employee who just had a talk with her boss.
Alrighty.
And is going to walk back around the red tent, and then when she reappears, she is Victor again.
All right. So, are you going to rejoin everybody in Sherazana's tent?
Yes.
All right. So, you are all gathered. In fact, you'd all gotten there, and then, like, Victor wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there you are, Victor. I was just telling everyone how we found this garrote that was apparently used to try and frame the poor fortune teller. There were 3 sets of tracks, heading that diverged from the fortune teller's tent.
One of them.
And
I will fill in. One of them seemed to go up over wagons. Two of them diverged off in different directions.
And there were
I figured
three,
it would be better to grab the rest of us to follow.
and there were 3 clown costumes. Just got it not too far from this tent here.
It's Miss Callie on the dot, Gabe, and that says, our, unfortunately deceased was, spotted our unfortunately deceased a little bit before the commotion outside, so we do have a bit of a timeline for her arrival here. Seems she was a little bit interested in the big top as well.
Do you suppose it might be worth checking out this instant, or?
It might be worth something. See if we can't find what she was looking for.
And maybe possibly a sign of a struggle. Okay, let's go check that out first before following the tracks then.
If we leave somebody here for the sheriff.
Almara DeLeeson is right there.
Yes, but Victor, she does like, no offense, Mr. Leeson. I don't know if I would feel comfortable leaving any one of the circus folk, any one of your folks, alone with the police department right now. Third witness, you know?
Sorry, Park. I don't know if anyone else is hearing this, but Parker is cutting out a lot on our end. Is this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
It's the
tape?
internet. It's
Oh no.
Steve's internet.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
But I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what's going on. That wasn't meant to be mean at all. I'm sorry.
No.
Are we what's the suggestion happening? Because I think I've got half of it.
One person staying with Mr. Leeson while everyone goes to check the big tent real fast.
Just to make sure cops don't do cop things.
Yeah.
Okay. Fern's going to kind of speak up and say, I don't mind staying here. And makes a knowing eye contact with Victor.
Victor will nod. If they get here before we get back, I guess share information. Let them see one of those bottles there.
Fern nods.
All right, so you guys are going to check out the big top.
Oh, okay, we're going.
You guys are going to check out the big top.
Everybody, like, communication.
Victor and Fern are making psychic connections this early.
So much eye contact.
It's coming out again.
Oh, now you're quiet. Oh no.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So does that mean we want to go grab Cal and tell him that apparently we're checking out the big top? Tell them, sorry.
Well, Cal still wants to make sure there's sometimes going to be, like, swept away, right? Or
yeah, but I was assuming that was coming with the expecting us to come back in a couple of minutes with people to.
Up to y'all. Cal's just gonna hang out.
Quite honestly, Sid has no idea where he wants to go or what he wants to do.
God bless him. Nocturne, did I just remind you about a class feature that you have?
PK, I thought that I didn't think that was at this level. Is that not? Is that it? Like,
I believe that is at this level. Hold on, let me double check.
yes, it is. Oh my god!
It is. You have that. You have had access to that.
Oh my no, I remembered that, but I thought I didn't think I had it at this level. Oh my god!
You do. You do have that.
And I can do it a lot.
You can.
Oh man, I'm worried.
I'm not about to make my current interpersonal situation any worse than it already is.
No, that's
And
fair.
that is gonna make it worse.
That would make your situation so much worse, but that is why I thought it was so funny that the eye contact was described that way.
It is really funny.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Shannon apparently has decided that microphones are illegal.
Ugh.
Oh,
Shannon.
fun.
So now I am on mobile,
That's much better.
and we will
Fun.
see what's going to happen. Because sometimes I
Okay.
think mobile makes me really quiet because people tend to talk over me when I'm on mobile.
Oh.
Well, even when people aren't talking over you, it just cuts you out for some reason, and it's not nice to you.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this does.
It's already better.
Okay. So, you guys are leaving Fern with Miss DeLeeson. And are you leaving Cal alone watching the footprints?
I think Aya is gonna go stick with Cal because Aya's not very good at investigation, but
Okay.
is good at keeping an eye out.
So that leaves Soot, Skylar, Victor going to the big top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can all do that, and there is a guard who does not who like goes to stop you, like there's no shows right now, and then like looks you over and is like, oh, you're those guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess look around, see if we notice anything that might be helpful in the case or anything out of place, I guess.
All right.
My good old detect magic trick here. Woo!
All right. You detect magic. There is a lot of faint, fading illusion magic all throughout the tent, in the performance space. The sort of thing that the aura sort of builds up over time after, say, nights and nights of performances that rely heavily on illusions to get the most bang for their buck, per se. And goodness gracious, sorry. If everybody would like to make perception checks in the big top.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Ooh, wait, is that what I think it is? Oh, that's a pretty good roll. Perception though. Yeah, he does have a negative to it, so that's...
Okay. So, you spend a while going through the tent looking for signs. You said you were looking for signs of a struggle?
Struggle or anything out of place that could, lend to the case.
Yeah. You're looking and you're not finding anything in terms of a struggle that indicates sorry. My brain is slowing down.
That's okay.
That indicates that a woman was murdered here instead of across the way, for example. And looking around, you mostly anything in the actual performance space you realize would be very hard to determine whether or not it was an actual struggle or something from the performance, because there was a lot of staged fighting, especially, for example, with the Sphinx when you watched the show. And you know there are other smaller shows that go on in the big top, and you assume that there are many sort of similar things. It's hard to determine what might have gone on in here. Around the seats, you see or around the benches, you see things left over from previous patrons. There's discarded food. There's small trinkets that seem lost. There is what looks to be someone's wallet, or coin purse rather, cut clean open, and empty. But apart from that, there is not a lot to be found in there. Back in the tent with Fern and Miss DeLeeson, the sheriff arrives. Kyra Feldane arrives escorted by the two guards from earlier, and she opens the tent and steps in and looks at the body of I've forgotten the woman's name. Looks at the I'm so sorry, guys. Give me like a minute.
You're good.
Brain fog said 10 p.m. You gotta sit the fuck down.
Yep. Brain said no.
Brain said no. I will be right back.
I am sleepy. I do not want to be sleepy. There is a murder to solve.
No sleep, only murder solving.
Murder.
Murder.
Crime solve. Murder.
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 I'm going to get paid absolute garbo this pay period.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My hours this last 2 weeks were garbage because my client's a fucking moron.
No. I feel that though. I've been getting out really early in my job lately, unfortunately, and oh fuck, my paychecks are not doing so well.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I didn't get my sick time in for when I was out with the flu in time for
Oh.
it to like count. So my paychecks are gonna be bad all around.
yeah. I do it. My specific position. I don't know if I've talked about it with you guys. Is I shadow people, adults with disabilities while they're on the job. And my new client, injured herself on her second day of work.
Oh no.
And then no call, no show the next 2 days.
And depending on the state, that actually is grounds for firing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're in California, right, Fire?
I am, yes.
Yeah, in California, no, that is definitely a thing, sadly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So luckily, they're switching me over to a different person, because she no longer has a job, essentially.
Yeah.
But that means that I worked like 2/3 of the hours that I should have worked this pay period.
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't love it, I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Why is adult life so dumb? I don't.
Who knows?
Why is it gotta be like this?
Okay. And then this.
PK, you are still muted.
I think PK maybe stepped away for a minute.
Yeah, I think PK stepped away.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that if they were here, they knew they were muted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's the worst if you're not.
2.5. Okay, it's not gonna be as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Phew. Thank goodness.
I forgot that I had a couple days where I had extra training because my supervisor is a merciful person.
God's bless.
She called me a couple days ago and was like, "Would you like extra training? It's gonna be some extra hours and it'll help you get better work within the company." I was like, "You expect me to say no?" Like,
It sucks to work, but at the same time, having to beg for hours is like almost. It's like worse.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first had to call my supervisor and be like, "Linda injured herself and now I don't know if I'm going to be working." She was like, "Oh, would you like to take over so-and-so's hours?" I'm like, "Yeah, please." Please, so I can have money, so I can pay for rent and food.
Yeah. Oh,
I like being able to eat peas.
please. Don't want to not eat. Thank you.
Don't want to not eat. Don't want to have to use my Christmas money from my grandfather to pay rent this month.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Sorry about that, gamers. I am back. I'm gonna be real. We're probably gonna get like 20 more minutes out of this session, but we are gonna make it happen.
Yeah. When you need to tap out, you need to tap out. Yeah.
The brain is slipping, but it's okay. The sheriff arrives at the tent and looks at the body of Sister Esmeralda Woodmere, and then looks at both Fern and Almara DeLeeson as if expecting an explanation.
Oh. I'm gonna assume Fern at some point they are standing near Amara, so they would have gone over to stand near Amara.
Okay. Do you want to make a check?
Yes, please. I'm rolling the rainbow dice. We're gonna cross our fingers.
Let's go.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. 24. I'm dropping it in the chat.
Okay.
For your friend check.
Your friend. Thank you. Okay. The sheriff is basically like, I don't remember what accent the sheriff had, so sheriff's just like, okay, what the fuck happened here?
Sorry, I've language. Fern would have given like a rundown of basically all the information that they would have gotten from the rest of the party who went to go look around.
So
and I would sorry. Go ahead.
So you're telling them about, or telling her about the rope burn on the body, the vials, the footprints, the clown costumes, the garrote. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Yep. Fern
and probably the diverging trails.
The diverging trails. Yep. Fern is going to lay out all of this information, and probably like if Amara has anything to add, they will give space for Amara to say whatever she wants to say. But they are going to lay out all the information, but they are not going to draw any conclusions about it while they are telling it.
Okay. The sheriff listens to what you have to say, listens to Almara explain the situation as she understands it, with the guards leaving the tent to deal with the pickpocketing situation, which the sheriff also does not seem happy about. She listens to all the information presented and then says, all right, seems not everything might be as it seems initially. It doesn't change the fact that I have 2 prominent citizens dead and now a pickpocketing problem at your circus. And looking around the tent, she pauses and she says, and no Sphinx to be seen. So, where is she?
The Sphinx is in her wagon, isn't she? It's not really one of those times where she'd be, performing. And Fern is saying this both as this is what information I received, and as a confirming with Amara that I am correct in saying this.
Almara nods and says, yes, we don't, she's keep to the cage, when she's not, she's not really kept captive. She is a traveler with us, and she is an employee of the circus, first and foremost. and doesn't she's not kept in her cage all the time. She's only here when she is to make appearances. And the sheriff says, that doesn't change the fact that there is a dangerous creature in this community that you cannot keep track of or control. And there is
if I may,
yes.
With all of the evidence that my party has helped collect, I have reason to believe that these are not done by the actual Sphinx. I have very good reason to. They are either done by someone who seems to be trying very, very hard to impersonate that member of the circus.
Well, you explained about the strangulation of poor Sister Woodmere here. Please tell me you've got more than that.
Well, with the garrote that we found, the way that the tracks moved, it seemed almost, at least from the description of my party members who found it, it seems very much so like it was deliberately placed there, as if to appear hidden rather than to be actually hidden. And as well, when we were investigating the murder of, Fern would remember his name, and I don't. While we were investigating the murder of Mr. Waldor, the tracks and the markings surrounding the scene looked far more like something attempting to impersonate a sphinx, but simply not having any of the actual body weight to actually make marks a sphinx would. And that's not just something that my party members have told me. That is information I discovered for myself.
All right. Whether or not it's the Sphinx, even if it's not the Sphinx, the fact of the matter is there are 2 citizens dead. There is a spontaneous pandemic of thievery. There is danger to the townsfolk, and at this point it is likely, Miss DeLeeson, there is danger to your circus. I cannot allow this to continue. I am giving you 2 days to pack up and leave. I don't want any of your people coming into town. I don't want any of the townsfolk coming here. I want a complete quarantine. You have 2 days. And she turns to Fern. If you and your party members are still investigating this,
we most certainly are.
I want conclusive proof of who is responsible. I don't want illusions that maybe it's not the Sphinx, maybe it's being framed. Anything can be faked. I want conclusive proof that it is someone outside of the circus if you want this to be resolved.
Understood.
Then she turns back to Miss DeLeeson and says, 2 days. No one in or out. I'm going to have the town guard enforce it. You'd be wise to have your guard enforce it as well. And the sheriff, there are a few guards, town guards, who had come with Sheriff Feldane as well. And she says, go fetch people from the temple, get them to bring Sister Woodmere's body back. You two. She looks at Fern and Miss DeLeeson again. Just perhaps you would do best to inform your associates of my decision. And she walks away.
Cool.
The 2 of the town guards seem to be standing near the body to keep watch. 2 of them left with the sheriff.
Fern is going to go find the party, I guess. I don't know why I said that weird. I don't know.
You would
You
know
got
that
good.
Cal and Aya are over by the footprints and that the rest of the party is by the big top.
Go get Cal and Aya first.
Okay.
And inform them of the decision from the sheriff.
Well, that's...
We will do what we can in this time frame. I have no reason to doubt that we will, at the very least, if not get narrow it down to one person, then narrow it down to only a few. But do you guys want to stay here, or should we all meet back up?
Personally, I would still rather follow these before whatever it is that's stalking this area gets clear. That's still where I'm at.
Okay, then. Right. You should probably... I'll go tell the others at the big top. Fern looks, like, flustered, but, like, they're trying to, like, really keep a lid on it.
I'm very
I
quickly
will...
gonna... Aya sort of clucks her tongue a little bit, and I think briefly just rubs her fingers over your shoulder in a way that she seems to think is soothing.
Sure. Fern has no outward reaction to this.
Yeah. It is. It's not quite like a full preening gesture, because you have the context that she's a fucking bird. It's not quite a full preening gesture, but it's sort of that little bit like it for out of character context.
Mm-hmm. If you two want to do whatever you need to do with the tracks, I can go tell the others at the big top.
All right. It is very possible we might get into trouble if we follow this. So maybe tell the others to run?
Run over here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I would rather you two not get hurt. And then Fern will go, and collect the others. Or at least go to the big top and be like, hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Big Top gang, you will have come out of the Big Top largely unsuccessful, unfortunately. But you would see now there are, outside the Big Top, there are more town guards. Almara Delison is outside of the tent and is talking with a group of circus people. There are more circus guards who seem to be corralling townsfolk away and out of the circus in whatever direction they so choose. And Fern is there also.
Fern will go up to them and sort of... we'll wave them over, actually. And sort of start, like, once the group is together, we'll do the whole walking this way kind of thing. Like, just starts walking back towards Aya and Cal, and also gives the explanation of, here is what the sheriff said. We're going to Aya and Cal.
Mm-hmm. Not much fuss from Soot. He's just vibing. Lost in his own thoughts.
Yeah,
Alright.
no, Skylar follows. Sorry, my head's been killing me, so I don't.
You're good. We can wrap up now if y'all want. We can just say y'all are going to follow the tracks starting next session.
Yep.
And because I think we're all sleepy and my brain fog is bad. But good work. You uncovered a gaggle of clues.
Yeah.
A gaggle.
A gaggle.
Sure is a bit.
Yeah, I have to